Many of the final questions in finding maximum and minima and using calculus revolve around perimeter area and volume, and it will be assumed that you do have a basic knowledge of the rules for different shapes. So what I thought I'd do is just go through quickly and give you a definition of what each will give you the rules for each of these, so that you should have these committed to memory. I'll just do the basic shapes, and you should probably draw this up as a table on a page and then try and test yourself so that you know each of these. So if we have a table a little bit like this. So first shape we'll look at is simply just a rectangle. So we've got length and we've got width, and the perimeter of a rectangle is simply 2 lots of length plus 2 lots of width, and the area will be length times width. Okay, so a lot of these are pretty basic, but I'll go through the whole lot. Next we've got a triangle, and we'll call that B and A and C, and we'll call that HT, little h, little t, the height. So the perimeter of any triangle is just A plus B plus C, add up the 3 sides, and the basic rule for the area of a triangle is base times perpendicular height all over 2. Okay, and parallelograms. So if we call this A, and just like the rectangle, we'll call that W, and the perpendicular height once again we'll call HT. So the perimeter of a parallelogram, we'll just put the symbols on there. The perimeter would be just 2 lots of the base plus 2 lots of the width, and the area is not, W doesn't come into it, it's just base times the perpendicular height. And circles. We've got the perimeter, so commonly called the circumference, and that's equal to 2 pi r or pi d. So instead of calling it perimeter, we call it circumference. And we go over here, area equals pi r squared, radius squared. Okay. Lastly, in this sort of basic review, we've got trapeziums. A trapezium is when you've got just one pair of parallel sides. So we'll call that B and that A, that C and that D, and this will be the height, perpendicular. So it'll be perpendicular both those. So the perimeter of that would be just A plus B plus C plus D, just add up the 4 sides. And the area is the average of the 2 parallel sides, so it's B and A plus B on 2, the average of that times the perpendicular height. So they are the basic ones that should get you through most of this work. As for volume, now I don't like giving specific ones, I just think that there are 2 rules for volume. If you've got a prism, now a prism is where the base is exactly the same as the top of the shape. So it is an exact copy that whatever is on the base is towards the top, and that's called a prism. And the area for volume is the area of the base times the height. So if you're, for instance, if the base is a triangle, you would find the area of that shaded bit, so you'd go back to your rules for the area of a triangle and then multiply by the height. So it would be the shaded area, that'll be the area of the base, and then times the height. And it doesn't matter if you've got a circle there, which we commonly call a cylinder, the volume would be the area of the circle times the height. So that's if you've got prisms. If you've got a pyramid, we use that again, but we just multiply by a factor of a third. So if we had a circular based, it all went to a point, commonly called a cone. We find the area of the base, which will be the area of that circle, and then multiply by the perpendicular height and put a factor of 1/3 at the front. So volume, there are two volumes. So the volume of a sphere, it's an anomaly to this, it does not come into that category. It's 4/3 pi times the radius cubed, and the surface area of a sphere is equal to 4 pi r squared. Alright, so there are the basic ones, and I think that'll get you through most of the work that you have to do. As I say, I'm not into specifics ones. Here you can actually work them out. All you have to do is remember that if it goes, the bottom shape's the same as the top. We just do area of the base times the height. If it goes to a point, then it's 1/3 the area of the base times the height. And then you need to know each of those ones in that table there as well.